Hey everyone. Today's topic is actually kind of an interesting one because now have to deal with it in almost my daily life, which is really interesting because it's not something that I expected in transition, and it's not something that many people talk about. And what I'm talking about is when we switch our roles, there are certain things we expect, certain things we know that we feel, in certain things that we kind of have to learn. And one of the things about becoming female as a transsexual is that you have to learn the aspects of being female. And when society views you wholly as female, it also pushes certain things onto you, such as a lot of things that cisgendered girls had to learn to deal with, had to learn to exercise power over and control. And what I'm talking about right now is kind of like how the society views the cookie cutter female and overcoming a stereotype that we did not necessarily intend or think would actually be reflected upon us. If that makes any sense whatsoever. Basically, I'm going to give you a few examples. We have to look good in our physical appearance, like the cookie cutter female is supposed to actually care about her hygiene to such an extent that it's half of her day. Then we also have to legitimize the view of the opposite gender. When we can't open something like a jar or anything like that, and we have to have a bigger, stronger, burlier man open it for us, that's fine, that's great and all, because they physiologically do have stronger power than we do. And that is something that is natural, and we have to accept that. But the conversation that occurs afterward is more something along the lines of over gratuity on the woman's part and going, "Oh, thank you, you're so strong, I love you." And then the man going, "Ah, shucks, it's totally fine," and then come up with a completely cheesy excuse. Then the next one is when we're getting hit on or interacting in a social manner, we are expected to be completely nice about it. Rejection is supposed to come on like a curve type of thing. And I kind of want to talk about these three topics kind of on the in-depth side, whereas looking good and putting effort into it is not something that all girls actually do. There's a lot of females who do in fact care about their hygiene, and I'm kind of one of them. I don't really know what my degree is in that, but I do care about my hygiene, and I do fit that social view of females. But what I had to learn was that there is a middle ground to it. You can't be spending forever and a day viewing the complexion of your skin or trying to perfect your makeup. You have to stop at a point. And there has to be a moment when you're like, no, I don't care. I'm me. I'm presenting as me, not this incredibly beautiful cookie cutter girl. And that's something you have to learn. You have to learn that there is a mediatory area there. The next thing, legitimizing the view of man. This is actually one of the main principles of a movement for women's rights and feminism. And what it basically means is women are there to be trophies, and they're there to legitimize the view of man, which is not right. And as a transsexual, going from male to female, I didn't think that I would be hitting this wall, this barrier, where people did view me as such. And I kind of had to learn that some feminists do have a point, and you have to pay attention to it to a degree. But either way, you kind of have to mediate that. Like, for example, in that huge, big, strong, burly, open the pickle jar moment that a guy has, you don't really need to overly thank them. You don't need to be like, "Oh, you're so strong." You can just do a simple, "Thanks, dude," or anything like that. I mean, a guy would do that. Why is it so different for a female to a male? I mean, you should express your gratitude, but not overly so. The next one, getting hit on and being nice about it, is something that I kind of have to deal with a lot. I work in a truck stop, and I'm not going to say anything about like stereotypical trucker or anything like that, but I do get hit on a lot because a lot of the truckers are on the road and testosterone is still coursing through them. So it does kind of require some needs or anything like that. So as a coffee hostess, I'm there to be nice to them, to be courteous to them, and service them. Not like service them, but like give them coffee and things like that, if that makes sense. But either way, I am there to do that for them, but I'm not there to be their trophy or their target or anything like that. And just recently, I've been coming to this conclusion that I need to be stronger about turning people down. And that is something that any girl has to face at any point in their time. They have to face turning down someone and not being so nice about it, being more upfront, which is not something that the cookie cutter woman is supposed to do. So there is a big difference between how you viewed your transition would be and how people would view you as a female and how they actually would. This is an unexpected thing that I did not expect to hit in my transition until like way later in life, and perhaps not even at all. But now that it's kind of occurring to me, it is a reality that as a female viewed in society, there are certain things that females are put against, and we have to learn how to deal with them, just as a normal cisgendered female has learned to deal with them. So that's pretty much it. And I think that it's a pretty nice lesson to know and learn for transsexuals and transgender people everywhere identifying as a different gender. There are different things. Now, as a kind of small tagline to that, because I don't want to be like, feminism, yeah, and completely neglect the guy side, because I've been there, and I was expected when I was a guy to be this big, strong, burly, active person who's like supposed to be the epitome of physical stature and honor and all of this stuff. And that's great and all, but not every guy is that way. I have met a lot of very skinny, very feminine guys who don't work out, who don't do anything of that sort, and who do have feminine traits. It's not a cookie cutter thing. And when I was a guy, I had to learn how to go against that. Now it's the opposite for the female. I think it's a pretty interesting topic. So if you have any opinions or anything, toss them down here in the comments right down here, and let's talk about it. I'd like to talk about this. And if you have a little time, might, please do the survey. The survey is really great and really good. I'm trying to spread that, but it's kind of getting difficult. So if you could just please do that, and I will see you on Sunday this week on Trans Youth. And I think I owe you a video for last Sunday because I told you I'd do one, but it didn't show up because I forgot because I was preoccupied. But either way, I might toss up a second video in order to make up for that. That's pretty much it, and I will see you guys Sunday on Trans Youth and next week, Friday, on this channel. Bye, guys.
Aww. You studying feminism at uni?